onto your seats tight, ladies and gentlemen, because tonight Kid Nikels is going to take you on a ride. And the first in line is you, Golden Boy. And the destination is Painesville. You may have the experience, but I got the muscle.
Main event time here on New Experience Wrestling. Brian Thompson along with me. I'm John Steele. As William Gibson making the final checks here. Let's get a bell. Off and running.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And that's exactly what you're talking about. The handshake once again here. Two athletes who do respect one another. Here in New Experience Wrestling, Kid Nikels in the red, taking on the Golden Boy Greg Anthony in the black and gold.
It's going to be one of those matches to watch out for, John. Still, you're talking about two of the best in this area in professional wrestling. Kid Nikels and the Golden Boy Greg Anthony. And Kid Nikels has made his name relatively quickly, whereas the Golden Boy has 8+ years in professional wrestling to showcase as Nikels takes him down. That will not matter if Nikels gets you in one of his big bad holds. I can tell you that, John.
Yeah, Golden Boy, though, he brings an incredible track record with him. He's known throughout the area. He has wrestled a lot of greats along the way, but I don't think he's quite worked with or dealt with anybody quite like Kid Nikels with the height advantage. And being able to pick him up and just take him down like he was done, some tremendous strength on the part of Kid Nikels to be able to lift up the Golden Boy like that.
Tell you what, though, Golden Boy, you hear a little bit of mouthing going on in there. They're talking to each other, telling you, hey, watch out, boy, I've got you, I've got you. It's a little bit, it's more than just the holds you could produce. Sometimes if you get into somebody's head and, you can really take an advantage that way. Nikels saying, watch it, I'm going to get you, boy. Big deal, Golden Boy, whatever, hey.
Yeah, working that waist lock there, Kid Nikels. Here again, main event time here on New Experience Wrestling.
And what an intense week it has been, John. Still, we've seen injuries. Stan Lee, unfortunately, suffered one earlier tonight as Nikels just picks up Greg Anthony and drives him back down to the mat.
That's
control.
That's a matter of holding onto that waist lock real tight and picking him up into the air and dropping it.
And he's also driving some big left knees into the side of Greg Anthony, who, speaking of driving, drives some big elbows into Kid Nikels. Look out. Boot to the face. Wow.
Oh, 3 points. Here we go behind. And again, another takedown here by Kid Nikels. Another thing I brought up, you'd think, well, why doesn't Kid Nikels go for a German suplex? Well, because Golden Boy is somebody who can scout those kinds of maneuvers and be able to turn that around in a heartbeat. He'd be able to flip that over.
Certainly would be, and for a second there I thought that was what Nikels was going for, but he outsmarted me, and I think he may have actually outsmarted Golden Boy, because when you're in a situation where you're being given a hold, you might think, hey, this is what's coming, I'm going to try to counter for it. If you hit the guy with something he's not necessarily expecting, he can't deliver that counter.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Golden Boy is the thinking man's wrestler. He really knows how to use the counters. The best way to take care of somebody like that is to keep them horizontal. Let them worry about something such as a wear down like Kid Nikels is doing right now.
He's wearing down that left arm of Golden Boy Greg Anthony, a man who's been all over the area, all over the Mid-South, making a name for himself. Wants the best competition. He knows the best of the best competitions here in New Experience Wrestling, and he's in the main event against a man who is determined, has his sights set on being the best. We talked about undefeated streaks, and it was only one loss for Kid Nikels, but he was not the loser of the fall. It was a tag team match, so Kid Nikels in singles competition has yet to taste defeat.
Yeah, that's another thing. And again, this is kind of home for Kid Nikels.
It is.
Much like it is for Eric Wayne. I think even more so is 3G is from Pensacola, Florida, according to his bio. Well, Kid Nikels did his training and cut his teeth here at the Ken Wayne School of Professional Wrestling.
Look at Nikels. He's just taking that arm and just trying to remove it there. Watch the way he puts the pressure on that arm, that left arm and shoulder, and just cinches in with his arm bar. Let's look at the forearms coming back from Greg Anthony. He's trying everything he could think of to break that situation up.
Here we go, and Kid Nikels caught him. A little short there. Here comes Golden Boy off for the ride. No, Kid Nikels kicks him again.
Him down hard. That may be all she wrote. 1, 2, and no. Oh, man.
Not quite enough there. Not quite enough, but it was so close. Kid Nikels really has been trying to stay on the upper hand on the Golden Boy in the corner, working the shoulder blocks.
Whatever
William
it
Gibson
takes,
saying,
man.
hey, get him out. And Kid Nikels obliging and clothesline right into the corner. Off of the right again goes the Golden Boy here.
Oh.
And back into the corner again. That's 2 unanswered
Back and
clotheslines.
forth.
Here comes a third. No.
And
And a shot block.
Oh, man.
15-yard penalty. Wait a minute. No, we don't have that in professional wrestling. You don't need to even add the laundry to the mix here, because the chop block perfectly legal.
With 5 minutes or 25 minutes left to wrestle.
As Golden Boy trying to work things in and work on that leg, follow up on the chop block he just put on Kid Nikels. But he's going about it, to me, kind of wrong here. He's going after the ankle. He needs to actually probably be going after the knee. The chop block affects the knee
Sure does, John.
as opposed to the ankle.
Tying him up now like a pretzel, trying to.
And then stepping down on that foot. He needs to kind of stay down on now. There we go.
Submission situation here for Golden Boy Greg Anthony. And how ironic it would be that Greg Anthony would beat Kid Nikels, a man who is a master of a handful of submission holds. Taught to him by Nightmare Ken Wayne and the Nightmare Ken Wayne School of Professional Wrestling. Again, 901-831-4198. You can learn, and Kid Nikels is going to have to take some of that schooling and figure out a way out of this particular hold. And he's trying to right now with just massive forearms to the face of Greg Anthony, and it did work in that situation.
Again, a reminder, you can also see the graduation match between Eric Wayne and Kid Nikels, who Kid in the ring right now, and go a solid hour in their graduation match.
Yeah, you can view that at nightmarekenwayne.com, but right now, you know, Kid Nikels, he's not thinking about that 1 hour match because that is all in the past. He's thinking about his future, and he's thinking about how he must keep Greg Anthony from doing too much damage to that left leg as Anthony just drives an elbow in and now cinching in. Just, oh, look at that.
Golden Boy was talking a little trash there earlier as well. Say, hey,
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt you. Just give it up.
Yeah. Don't make me do this.
And again, it's just the kind of thing a thinking man's
Pounding
wrestler
away.
would say.
That's right.
I don't want to hurt you. Just go ahead and give it up now. That means
man.
less exertion of effort.
That's right. The
Yeah,
bottom
hey.
line is to get a victory. You do it in New Experience Wrestling. It's about competition, sportsmanship. You do it the right way. But if you have to, say, take out a kneecap of Kid Nikels in the middle of that ring to get the win, Greg Anthony's going to do that. I know this man. Uh-oh. I see what's coming up here. This is not going to be good for Nikels. Not going to be good at all.
Very close
Got
to a
that toe.
3.
That's it
And
right
that goes
there. I
down
knew
right
it.
there. And just wrenching that knee. Kid Nikels in a serious amount of pain here. And shoulders are down again with a 2.
You can see the grimace on the face of Nikels as a night full of injuries we saw just in our last contest. Busted open inside his mouth. It could have been a tooth. It could have been a tongue or anything. Gums bleeding profusely out of the mouth. It was Scott Fury earlier tonight. Injury to Stan Lee. We're hopefully going to have updates on both men. I think Fury's going to be all right. Maybe have to have a little bit of dental work. But on the other hand, Stan Lee, I don't exactly know his current condition. But hopefully, if we don't bring it to you here during this main event, we're going to bring it to you next week.
Well, I may not sound sympathetic, but I am. But we got to remember here, this is a sport. People get hurt. Here we go, another chop block.
If you're afraid of getting hurt, do not call 901-831-4198. If you want to compete and be an athlete and realize that things like that happen, go ahead, call that number or log on to nightmarekenwayne.com for more details. That's what it's all about, professional wrestling, baby.
Even in professional bowling, people hurt their hand along the way or hurt their wrist or whatever.
Well, we're not bowling right now as it's Nikels kicking away, trying to stomp back at the midsection.
There are injuries in every sport you can think of. And it happens. It's just a fact of life. Again, great work by the Golden Boy, Greg Anthony. I think he's really on his way. We may see a first singles loss here for Kid Nikels on the way here.
So.
If this can keep up. Golden Boy just needs to stay on that knee.
Golden Boy is, like you mentioned, a master of human chess. Knows how to play the game, knows how to do what it takes to win. He can get it done in that ring. I would put him up against anybody in the country. And right now, he had the advantage, but Nikels, it just maybe a little bit of adrenaline flowing right there.
Again,
Not enough.
Golden Boy turns it back around, though. Basically goes, those legs are right in front of him. All he has to do is just reach and grab. He already knows he's hurt, and he's keeping him horizontal here. Boy, that's just exerting some pain. That's really taking a serious risk here, trying to break out of that hold by using your hurt knee.
10 minutes have elapsed in the time limit. 10 minutes. There are 20 minutes left to wrestle.
Kind of letting the action speak for itself here. Your new experience wrestling. Golden Boy really working over Kid Nikels here.
To 10 minutes of solid back and forth action.
Down.
Oh, yeah.
Boy. And kind of, I kind of get leery whenever he goes up here.
I do too.
I really prefer Golden Boy to stay on the ground. This could be a mistake. No,
it's not.
He
It's
landed
not.
that. He nailed that, and Kid Nikels is just writhing in pain.
You know, sometimes it could be a mistake, but for that particular situation, John Steele, it was actually a huge advantage for Golden Boy Greg Anthony as he's saying bye-bye. He's not going to pin him that way, I can promise you that, but he's saying bye-bye to that leg. Look out!
Oh, posted him.
Posted
He
him.
hit the post. He hit the
He
post.
sure did.
Shoulder on
He
the post
sure
here.
did.
And Kid Nikels has a chance to come back here, but can he hold him up? He brings him over the fireman's carry.
He's trying to go for one of those finishing maneuvers, one of those submission holds. If he locks it in, it could be over.
Oh, no,
Wait.
rolls him up, two,
He
and
got him. He got him.
yep, that's a three.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Kid Nikels!
Kid Nikels staying undefeated.
Certainly is, John Steele. What a victory for Kid Nikels. Right now, we're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll wrap things up this week on New Experience Wrestling. Don't you go anywhere.